What's up, everybody? The meteorologist John Choquette here at my house doing a little bit of live coverage. We have a couple storms moving into the Metroplex. You see we have a tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's kind of break it down for you guys. Jumping straight into the storm here. Got a couple different panels, and I'm going to immediately bring up the velocities here. We do have a tornado warning up by the Aubrey area. You can tell pretty clearly where. Let me just, actually, I'm going to switch velocities on this side and put this on this side. A little easier for you guys to see. Notice where my mouse is at. You got the reds and the greens, so they got the wind blowing towards and away from the radar. Getting close here on Aubrey. That did trigger a tornado warning. So as we continue, let's see, we just got a radar update there. Looks like some fairly broad rotation. There's a chance you could see a funnel coming down in here, but from what I'm seeing right now, nothing currently on the ground, just radar indicated. And this is moving pretty quickly off to the north and to the east, towards the Salina area and towards Weston. So this will keep rotating north and east. You won't be able to see it. This will be completely rain wrapped if it is showing any kind of tornadic activity. And I know the majority of you guys watching here, all 166 videos on Facebook, looks like what you guys care about is the hail. So I'm going to roll over now down southwest of Denton, and I'm going to roll the radar back a little while ago. Approximately at 8:15, we had a pretty intense looking storm by Rome. Notice the correlation coefficient here. This is the upper right hand panel. Low correlation coefficient values. You want to see that green and blue and yellow for big time hail. As we pushed off to the east here, the hail algorithm was going bonkers, showing over 3-inch hail. I'm telling you right now, that's not what was happening. I think we had a ton of hail up to maybe golf ball size, so high volumes of hail. And usually the algorithm kind of has an issue with that sometimes, where it'll have they'll say it's massive hail, but really it's high volume hail. So as this pushed east towards Justin, notice the little diamond here started changing colors. Looks like the hail core got kind of lost in the shuffle here. And what's happening is, if we roll it back, notice this little line right in here, right? So that is showing the basically the inflow or some kind of boundary as everything is moving off to the east. And it looks like this storm got a little ahead of itself and got ahead of that main trigger for lift. So basically what we have is this inflow line basically causing the storms to lift up, and then instead of maintaining itself and becoming its own supercell and pushing away from the line, everything is extremely dependent upon where this line is setting up, which is why you can even notice here within the correlation coefficient where you have the elevated the colors, the lower colors, the greens and the oranges showing up. Your big hail is just basically getting ejected away from where that strong lift is. It's just getting kind of deposited off to the north and to the east. So it looks like now storms are trying really hard to just kind of go along this line and We'll see as it's now pulling into the Metroplex if anything blows up here that could stay isolated. I mean, we had that a little earlier. We had some pretty big hail with that. And it really doesn't take much time. There's clearly a lot of forcing, a lot of lift with these storms. And you just need a little bit of lift for like 5-10 minutes and you can start getting some bigger hail. Looks like we saw another ping pong ball report. 2 ping pong ball reports came in, even though they report as $half reports. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not sure which one of these guys is correct. But so that's what's happening at this exact second here. Moving through, let's see, what are you on? Nothing happened in Fort Worth yet. No, that's true. Yeah, looking down. I'll bring it to just 2 panels for a minute so it's a little easier to see. Here's Fort Worth where my mouse is at, down to the south. Everything is in Denton County currently, and going into Collin County, we do have that tornado warning right now for eastern sections of Denton County and into northern Collin counties. Places like Salina, Weston, and Melissa and Anna are all at risk. Where was the hail earlier? The hail earlier, Michael, was a little bit off to the west. We had some hail between Boyd and Justin. So if we look here, notice where those correlation coefficients are much lower. You see when the greens and the yellows showing up pretty much right above my head, pretty clearly show up. That's where your hail was. We had some ping pong ball size hail or $half. It says $half in the description, but ping pong ball size hail on there. So as we're moving off to the east, notice the hail size is much lower now. The algorithm is indicating, under 1 inch hail, and just looking on radar, the correlation coefficient, nothing really showing up that's super exciting right now. I'm going to bring up echo tops, kind of see where the tops of these storms are. If we roll it back a bit, you can notice all the deeper oranges. So these are over 40,000 foot tall storms, and that kind of goes away, and then we have it trying to build back up again. So really what's happening is we're having a lot of updrafts going up and having a hard time sustaining themselves long enough to actually get sustained updraft and maintain big hail, to maintain the potential for tornadoes. The only area where we're getting that is where that tornado warning is. Notice a much higher echo tops, and we bring up the velocities here. Notice, I have what looks to be potentially this most recent radar update. That's either a mistake or another area of circulation showing up here just to the west of Salina. So as we continue pushing forward, this is all live. This is not going to be future radar here. Thanks for tuning in, guys, as always, to our sponsors, Either Group, Merrill Law Group, and American Contractor, for sponsoring everything, as always, paying those bills. Notice we have replaced the ads with these little picture-in-picture things, so a little easier to maintain our coverage here. So looking right now, looks like they have dropped the severe thunderstorm warning for Denton County. We'll see if they reissue anything else here in a minute. But right now, the only game in town is this tornado warning in the northern sections of Denton County and Collin County as we continue pushing, as things continue moving onward here at this most recent radar update. That's at 8:58. It looks like this storm, let's see how fast it's moving here. Not moving super quick. 35 miles an hour to the east. So if you're in Frisco, even in McKinney, this area of circulation is going to be north of most folks. So it's going to be north of Prosper, and where you're seeing the greens and the reds, that's where that potential for a tornado may be. Looking at correlation coefficient, I'm not seeing any debris ball, which is good. Excuse me, man. I can't get rid of this cough. These Bradford pear trees are really messing with my allergies, guys. So, as we keep, almost can see the swirl here of that rotation even within the reflectivity. So, if there is any kind of tornado, it'd probably be brief, spin up, very much wrapped in rain. You're not going to see it at all if it is happening. So you're in that, you're in Salina, Weston, Anna, even northern parts of Melissa. Get in your tornado shelter, safe place. Everywhere to the south, you're fine. Everyone in Tarrant County, you're fine. We are seeing storms blowing up here along and behind this boundary. And that may really limit our hail. Now, if you guys tuned in our 5 p.m. Forecast, I mentioned that it was pretty much if there was going to be big hail, storms had to stay isolated. If they turned into a line, then they would probably kind of do this and be more of a wind threat. But it looks like the wind threat seems to be starting to take over here. And yeah, somebody just said, I saw that comment from you, Jared, wind is insane in Salina. I believe it. It looks pretty gusty here, and also that potential for a bit of a spin-up tornado. You still see where the greens and the reds are coming together here. Probably being here. It's not looking as tight of a circulation as earlier. So this is right when that tornado warning got issued right by Aubrey. You can see, you want to see the pixels really kind of come together really close. Salina. Okay, got it. As it continues pushing off to the east here, it really looks like, yeah, that rotation isn't as intense now as it's moving into Salina. So yeah, we roll it back. So over here by Aubrey, got the 2 pixels pretty much right up, button up against each other. Salina. Okay, I'll get this. Yeah, so happens you get not a native Texan. So it looks like I'm not seeing anything that could be on the ground at the moment, which is, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that could be on the ground at the moment. So no debris balls showing up, so that's good. Obviously, the tornado warning is still warranted. There's still a lot of spin in the atmosphere within the storm. So any moment something could spin up and drop down. But again, not looking as intense as it did back by Aubrey when they issued that tornado warning. So that is a little bit comforting. The warning has not been updated to a confirmed warning, so nobody has reported anything. But you will not see, if anything does drop down, you won't see it. It'll be rain wrapped. So just stay in your tornado shelter, under the stairs, stay in your bathtub, whatever it is, until this passes. So otherwise, elsewhere across the Metroplex, we have non-severe line of storms. Again, that hail, it really tried. It stayed isolated for quite some time. If I roll this radar back, it really looked like back by Boyd and Paradise, this was at the tail end of the line. It really was trying so hard to be that storm that could have some big hail moving through the metro, and then as soon as it crossed into Denton County, it just decided it no longer wanted to drop hail. It got away from the forcing mechanism to make the big hail, and now it's turning into more of a line of storms. So we got really close. I mean, we did say that there was a moderate chance of at least quarter size hail in the Metroplex, and we barely got in there into Denton County. So it's ended up being a real close call on this one with just a line. Moving off back to the west, there is a lot of rain coming, so it looks like there will definitely be a fair bit of rain and thunder and lightning across the Metroplex this evening. And looks like we have another storm here back by Breckenridge, but this one's far away. It is dropping some hail right now, but I do not think it'll make it to the metro. This is very far away. I mean, this is well west of Palo Pinto County, so there's no way this will maintain its hail as it moves towards the Metroplex. Elsewhere, as we push around, I'm looking at those echo tops. There are storms again trying, and why I'm kind of staying on here, trying to maintain themselves and get a little bit more lift, a little bit taller storm, and we can see, and maybe it can get a little bit of rotation to it, a little bit more potential to see some hail with it. But right now, everything is sub-severe according to National Weather Service, except for this tornado warning off to the east of Aubrey. I think now the area of rotation, it's going to be right by Salina, as it's about to cross, which highway is this here? Highway 289, as it continues moving off to the generally due east. So right now in Salina, this is your thing, and then nope, I'll blame John. Yeah, it happens. I went live after everything kind of started to fall apart this time, so it was more so the tornado threat here. And keep an eye, again, this could very quickly bubble up cause some more hail, and then continue onwards. So, but right now, we just have this tornado warning over here, and this is moving east. So Melissa, you're going to be next up. Southern sections of Weston, southern sections of Weston, you're next up, and then Melissa after that in the next 10 minutes or so. I don't have my fancy time estimator on this stream here. That just shows how little confidence we had in these storms becoming really good. I was planning on doing live coverage. I was going to go to the office, do the green screen thing, and looking at it the way it is right now, it did not have that look that we like to say we always hear at Hell Trace of, okay, this is going to be a monster storm, but instead it had the look of storms trying really hard. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, any thoughts of hail in Mississippi? Probably not for this evening. Likely would be going into tomorrow morning or early in the morning, possibly into the afternoon. If any storms form ahead of a big squall line that's expected, that is actually this here in Texas, expected to try to race off to the southeast. If storms form out ahead of it, that could be your best chance for hail in Mississippi. Again, in the early morning hours tomorrow. The storms did their best. They tried. They really did, George. Like, we're watching it, and I was debating going to the office, and you need the storm mode to really be more isolated for big hail. This is much more kind of a squall line, heavy rain, and some wind. So people in McKinney, what's happening? McKinney, you guys are, if you are south of, golly, what's this? University Drive in McKinney, don't worry about it. South of this line, you're good. There's not going to be any tornado to worry about. And this area rotation here is looking much more broad. Notice there isn't like individual couplet. It's just a broad area of rotation here. That is good news for minimizing that tornado threat. It's going to be more, definitely some strong gusty winds. I won't be surprised if we see some pretty strong winds with this, with that latest update here as we're heading into Weston. But nothing at this moment that screams tornado potential at this exact second. It can change pretty quick. Again, we're going to maintain this through a tornado warning, but right now, not looking crazy. And we still have that tornado warning. It updated, and it maintains just radar indicated like rotation, so there's no confirmation from the ground, from law enforcement, from a spotter, or anything like that. It is raining in McKinney. You guys will hear some thunder and lightning, maybe some gusty winds. There is no severe warning at all in the Metroplex outside of this tornado warning. I wouldn't be surprised that they warn this line as things continue to develop and strengthen, as this line kind of gets its act together a little bit here back to the west here in Tarrant County and parts of Denton County. Denton, you guys are going to be winding down as these storms are passing you guys for the most part. The heaviest rain will be the possible. I'm on West Universe. Sorry, I'm trying to read it at work. You're going to be okay there. YouTube comment asking about that. Dallas itself, we'll see. We'll see if this line can have like little areas that can stay out ahead of itself, right? Where you could get little pockets of hail. I wouldn't be surprised if we get pockets of hail in here that are up to quarter size. But the big hail, I think I was never really on the train of getting really big hail in Dallas today. I know Andrea's forecast, she kept it pretty low. I got a little more aggressive, saying possibly up to some maybe golf ball size hail in Denton or Tarrant County at 5 o'clock. Right now, there was some ping pong ball size hail in Denton County, but right over the border. But overall, nothing too crazy right now. So I do see the latest update with the algorithm here. We're going to have to keep an eye on this over by Roanoke. We got 1.58. We'll see if that can maintain itself, maybe drop a little segment of hail. It makes sense. That's probably where the biggest updraft is, but that's where the highest echo tops are. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on this, see if this ends up getting warned, if it drops any hail here. You guys will find out with me in the next 15 minutes or so. This will be moving through an area that is well versed in big hailstorms, such as Double Oak and Highland Village. Okay, I'm trying to see where was the ping pong ball in Denton County at. Okay, how are we looking by Melissa? Okay, well, looking by Melissa. Let me just switch back over to velocities really fast. You guys are gonna get some strong winds here in a minute. I think we'll probably see, you guys are getting a good gust of strong winds here. Pretty much from Weston into the Melissa and probably northern McKinney areas. You're gonna probably get, I wouldn't be shocked if you get winds over 60 here along whatever the highway is. Excuse me as I, come on, man, tell me the highway. Highway 75, North Central Expressway. There we go. So if you're north of University Boulevard and along the North Central Expressway, you're gonna see some. Yeah, that's a surge, a little bow echo here showing up. That's gonna surge off to the east. You're gonna see some strong winds probably in the McKinney, Melissa area coming up. So thought I had that 2017 Argyle Corinth 5, then it just died. I honestly, for a minute it looked like that, George. It really looked like that 2017 storm, but it never pulled itself away from the line to have its own sustained updraft, unfortunately. Okay, go that storm out west near Mineral Wells. I know I'm getting close to the screen because the comments like right above me here, it can be a little hard for me to see. So what's the trajectory for Sherman looking like? Oh man, where was the ping pong ball? That was just west here, right along in the Justin area, far western sections of Justin, Texas. Let's switch some things over here. So latest radar update, so it's 9:14. This is from 9/11, so it's about a 3-minute-old image. We have possibly some hail starting to fall here along Highway 377. Nothing severe yet, though. Trying to remember the questions I got asked here. Storm near Mineral Wells. Storm near Mineral Wells. Okay, this is a little line of storms. A brief period of hail here in Brad. Probably around quarter size hail. I see I got that warning up. Probably for $half size hail. Let's see, we literally just got a radar update. It's already passing Brad. This will be like a 30-second hail time. Notice it's a straight line, is moving quick. I mean, this is gonna be a 15-minute period. It is hauling, guys. So this will, if there's hail with it, maybe up to $half size hail at most, likely around quarters, sub-severe hail to about quarter size hail, racing off to the east. They might make it to Mineral Wells here in the next half hour or so, assuming it's still dropping hail. Okay, what city and town received the largest size hail so far? Looks like that was, as of right now, going to be the general Rome to Justin, Texas area. Not a ton of folks there, but that's where the most hail was. Looks like we just got, okay, I'm bouncing all over the place because I'm answering questions at the same time. Over here by Roanoke, notice lower correlation coefficient. Won't be surprised if we get a pocket of quarter size hail coming up here soon. Maybe not this exact second, but maybe here in the next few minutes as we're heading towards Cross Timbers Road in the Roanoke area. Over by Anna, you guys are going to see a strong gust of wind very soon if you haven't already. I think the tornado threat is really starting to minimize, but the straight line wind threat is increasing each time I look at it. Boyd got hit with tennis ball size hail. I have not got confirmation of that yet, but it was warned for tornado size hail. Tornado heading towards Anna. Right now is tornado warned, but I'm not seeing anything that would say that there is a tornado Looks like we are seeing gusty winds. I think we're transitioning to straight line winds here in the Melissa and Weston areas. Somebody said hailing in Frisco. How big is it? I'm going to venture a guess that you are in this area, somewhere near the Teal Parkway and West Stonebrook Parkway, because I do see some hail showing up. I'm gonna venture a guess you are under quarter size, probably little guys. With that there, Chad. I live in Rome. We didn't get any. It probably missed you there, Daniel. It was a small hail core for sure. Yeah, it was probably mostly north of Rome, honestly, because there's Rome right there, and then into the Justin area. So that was earlier. Let's just jump to right now. Okay, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Denton and Collin County. That's going to include Louisville, Double Oak, Highland Village, Colony, Hebron, Little Elm, Corinth, Frisco, Shepton, Plano, Allen, and McKinney. This warning's for $50 size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It looks like in Melissa, and it's getting close. Okay, it looks like you're seeing some hail too with this. Maybe not super big hail, but yeah, probably not super big hail, but definitely some hail with it. And gusty winds probably coming in. Probably got good gust of wind here in McKinney and Melissa, and possibly some small hail to follow behind it. Back here by Roanoke, notice we got this little area of lower correlation coefficient showing up over no people. What is this, by a Texas Motor Speedway or something? I think that's near here somewhere, right? Oh no, it's over here. It's east of Texas Motor Speedway. So yeah, getting some hail, possibly up to quarter size here, between Roanoke and Double Oak, and that's going to continue moving east. A tiny little core, not going to be a ton of hail with this. Sirens just went off in Frisco. I guess they kicked them off for the severe thunderstorm warning, because that's what you guys just got issued. You got issued a severe thunderstorm warning in the Frisco area. I'm not seeing. This is going to turn to a straight line wind threat pretty quick here, so I don't think the tornado threat is going to be super high across Frisco. But I mean, I guess if they're going to issue the sirens, if they're going to kick off the sirens, they'll kick off the sirens. Okay. How is Honey Grove looking later? I would like to know where Honey Grove is. Is that, I'm assuming that's east. Any chances storms out west can do anything later with hail? Asked Wes. The only one that could would be this one back in Palo Pinto County. It wouldn't be fast. It would be fast. It's gonna be like a 30-second hail time, but I mean that could have some hail with it. I mean, it's warm for $50 size hail. It probably has some quarters, just literally riding along Highway 180 towards Mineral Wells, and it's moving quick. It is hauling. So, where they got the speeds for this? Moving east at 40. It might be moving faster than 40. That's really ripping quick. Yeah, we're just straight up getting a squall line to form here. As notice, it's all kind of pushing to the south, generally south and east. And wouldn't be surprised if we get some decent wind gusts out of this. The strongest winds, again, likely moving through Melissa right now, and parts of McKinney, as this bow is like really kind of pushing out to the south and to the east. Honey Grove is due east of Sherman, not east. Jesus. Okay, there's Honey Grove. Nothing severe there. You guys will get some thunderstorms, thunder, lightning, some gusty winds, heavy rain. Wind is blowing probably 40 miles an hour in Sherman. That makes sense. You guys are north of the main severe weather. Yeah, wouldn't be shocked if we're getting wouldn't be shocked if we get around 60 somewhere in Melissa and McKinney. It's probably blowing real good, and you guys are getting some hail with it as well. I think generally sub-severe hail with this. That tornado warning, I think, should be allowed to expire here in Collin County. Let's see, when does it last until 9:30? So yeah, it should expire in the next 7 minutes. I'm not seeing anything that warrants them continuing that tornado warning. We're really turning to a straight line wind threat here across Collin County. Looking back into Denton County, if I switch things back to correlation coefficient, we do have an area of hail here near Double Oak, right along Porter Road and Broom Road. I don't think it's anything significant by any means, but maybe around quarter size hail I think is perfectly possible within this. I'm going to see if they're, actually I'm going to bring up radar scope on my phone and we'll see if there's any reports that I can use to confirm what's happening. My poor 3-tab roof is getting high wind right now. And how high is that wind? Oh dang, that's probably a little area. Look at that little pocket of probably quarter, maybe around quarter size hail here along Red Rock Lane and Hawk Road. So this is within the severe thunderstorm warning. So again, this whole area is warned for half dollar size hail, but the only area where there's hail is this tiny little section I have on the screen here. So just heavy rain right now. No hail in Double Oak yet. All right. So we'll near Downing Middle School. Any possibility of hail to the east towards Forney tonight? All right. Your 3-tab can survive up to 60. Jeez, man, you guys got comments coming in all wild here. Getting the straight line winds in Melissa right now. And how fast do you think it is, Justin? Does it seem like it's I guess if your power flickers, that's probably a pretty good sign. Parents in the power had large hail. I could hear it hitting the camper while on the phone. I'm assuming that's probably this right here. Looks like there is definitely some hail in McKinney right now. If anyone can get some confirmation on size, that'd be great. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some quarter size hail now falling in the northern parts of McKinney, North McDonald Street, and North Church Street area, Avenue C. It seems like there's like a housing development in here or something. Or maybe an industrial park, I can't tell. Either way, might be some quarter size hail in here. I would say the 60 mark, enough to hear the winds whistling. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair guess. Yeah, within this bow echo, again, I think 60 is a fair guesstimate. Somebody said P size hail McKinney 75 and 380. So let's see, 75 is the north-south one, right? Yep, and 380, which I'm assuming is this one. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So P-size hail within this. That's good to know. So if there is bigger hail, it's going to be just barely off to the north and east of you here in McKinney. But again, that severe hail I think is going to be few and far between within this storm. Again, off to the west into the Double Oak area. Yeah, it looked good for a minute, and now it's not so much. There's hail. There's definitely hail in Double Oak in this little area, this tiny little neighborhood in here. 1.5 report came in for Justin. Yes, that was, Wes, that was a little earlier. That was back here. You can kind of see it on the screen. This was, if I roll it back to right when we started live coverage, this is the best storm of the evening so far, and as it pulled away, it decided it didn't want to drop hail anymore. So, yeah. It's 1.5 inch, but it says it was half dollar in the description. So, one of the two, possibly somewhere in between. And yeah, I got a feeling this might be some debris being tossed around too from the strong winds. All right, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now issued for the rest of Collin County. So it includes like Blue Ridge and Westminster and over to Merritt and into Hunt County. And 60 mile per hour winds and nickel size hail. So clearly the hail size has been pretty small. And even knowing there is definitely some hail falling with those gusty winds. I don't know why I just got another notification saying one happens sometimes west. I don't know. I know iDamage sends me repeat messages all the time. I honestly don't know why. Excuse me, guys. So here in Melissa, you have that strong gusty winds. You're going to have some small hail with it as well. Maybe a quarter here or there, but I think for the most part it's going to be peed and nickel size hail with gusty winds up to 60 or so. And this is racing off to the east. Elsewhere, we pretty much have the line of storms right along Highway 121 from McKinney all the way down to about the Louisville area. And with that is severe warned, not seeing crazy winds with this here in Frisco or the Colony, if anyone can tell me otherwise. Yes, I think this tornado warning will expire. Selena, Weston, Melissa, you guys are all safe from tornado. This will expire in 3 minutes. They have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued. They didn't issue a new tornado warning. It's just a new severe thunderstorm warning. So this tornado warning will be allowed to expire at 9:30. It's 9:28 right now. So in approximately 2 minutes, this box should disappear. It'll cancel the tornado warning. I'm not seeing anything at this moment that is indicating the potential for a tornado. Further off down to the south and west, there is a small area of hail that has been going on here in the Double Oak area. I think for the most part it's not going to be severe hail. I think we're mostly sub-severe hail with this. Okay, here's a tornado down by how? Whoa, okay. No comments. Video of hail in Boyd. Okay, well, we'll have to check that out probably after I do this live video here. How does Anna look? For the tornado threat, it looks like for the tornado threat you should be good in the next 2 minutes or so. I think you should be fine. It's going to be windy. It's probably already windy. Might hear some hail hitting the windows, but hail and wind, and the hail I think will primarily be sub-severe as I'm looking at it at this moment. Winds, around 60 or so, and then after that it should wind down. Pea-sized hail now at the McKinney and Melissa border. All right, so this looks like it's just a ton of pea-sized hail probably being thrown around by the wind, and not so much for hail size. So that's good to know. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Live feedback's always nice. Thank you. Very windy here. Yeah, Stephanie, that makes sense. It's gonna be super windy. That will pass next 5 to 10 minutes. So, but I think that tornado threat is winding down again. I believe that there it goes. Tornado warning has been canceled. So there we go. Little Elm. Bring it up. Some turbulent wind there, but probably gusty winds, heavy rain, maybe some small hail depending on where you're at in the Little Elm area. So yeah, in the Little Elm area it looks like depending on where you're at, heavy rain, lots of thunder and lightning. I'm sure there's a ton of lightning with this. Let me check this out. Yeah, a lot of lightning with this, and probably some small hail. Wouldn't be surprised to hear some pinging on your windows, but probably nothing too large right now. Sirens are off in Allen. Okay. Haltom City getting some rain and strong winds. Oh boy. All right, man, comments coming in. You guys are a lot of engagement with this one here today, guys. Thank you for that. Again, thanks our sponsor, City Group, Merlin Umbrella Group, American Contractor. Description below help make this all possible. We got our shelters now here in McKinney. I think so. You think you guys should be okay. Tornado warning again has been canceled. Just a straight line wind threat is gonna be gusty out there. Heavy rain, lots of thunder and lightning, maybe some small hail, but tornado threat right now, from what I'm seeing here in McKinney, in Melissa, down to Little Elm, all the way down to Keller. I'm not seeing anything that is indicative of a tornado at the moment. Of course, that can always change, but I think everywhere from I think from probably I-35 East in Louisville all the way to McKinney, I think you guys are probably okay for any sort of tornadic activity. I'm trying to keep up with comments here. I mean, you guys are having them come in. So, trying to look back. I have our actual stream up on my cell phone so I can kind of catch them if I don't see them on the screen above me or I can't read them too good. Might have to change some of the text or something on this for at-home streams. Otherwise, yeah, still a little bit of hail. I think this is sub-severe hail on Double Oak right now. You might see some half-inch, maybe some dime-size hail along Remington Park Drive, but it's nothing's looking too crazy. Again, this was really a boom or bust in terms of if storms managed to stay isolated for just long enough, we could see some big hail. We got so close here a little earlier, but that storm structure didn't quite make it for that big hail. We did have a tornado warning. It looks like I haven't had any confirmation of any kind of tornado, but that tornado warning has since been canceled as everything excuse me guys, moves through Collin County. There is some hail. This looks way more ominous than it actually is. This looks like we are just seeing some P maybe half-inch hail with some very heavy rain and some quite gusty winds. Again, probably winds in excess of 60, especially notice that bow echo here where everything kind of, it looks like a bow being, pulled away. So will anything reach the very minor hail? That makes sense. Will anything reach Forney area? I know that's off to the east somewhere. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Oh, I know. I remember where it is. It's crap. There we are. Yeah, just east of Dallas. Yes, this will get there next couple hours. This is all gonna be pushing through here till about, I'd say, midnight or it's only 9:30, probably about 11:30. It'll be past you guys. So pea-size hail here in Flower Mound. That makes sense, Todd. I mean, anywhere where you're getting the higher reflectivity returns, I mean, CCs are garbage, right? It looks, you want to see a lot more green. You want to see like this, except not radar feedback. So when you're getting the higher reflectivity and just like slightly lower correlation coefficient mixed with handful of melting and not a large area, that sounds like P to half-inch size hail. Half-inch is generous too. They're right pea-size hail with this. So really anywhere you're seeing the higher reflectivity, the pinks showing up on radar, that's going to be smaller hail with this storm. Gusty winds though, I think again, as this line really starts to organize more, with this being the comma head, so this is going to be like your origin point of the wind basically. It's going to extend itself all the way down to the south and east. We will see quite a bit of gusty wind, and this is going to race to the south and east towards Shreveport in the overnight hours. There could be some isolated supercells that try to form out ahead of them, going into Louisiana and through the night, but that's probably your best chance for hail, anything that forms ahead of that. Do have some more hail back here. Crossing Palo Pinto right now, and it doesn't look as good as it did. It's moving so fast. I doubt we'll have anything more than like quarters. Anything close to Hazlet, Avondale area for hail, asks Don. Let me check. Let's see. Hazlet is... Shoot, it's over here. I know. It's over here somewhere. I think it's... golly. Damn, Metroplex is too big. It's hard for me to remember where everything is. I know it's... golly, I know it's like up in here somewhere, but... hail-wise, I think we'll see pockets of maybe up to dime-size hail all over the place. Hazlet north of Fort Worth. Dang it. I knew it. So close. I know I'm close. Well, either way, I know I'm near it. It's driving me nuts. West of where you're looking. Oh, crap. Yeah, is it back over here? You know, for somebody who doesn't live in the Metroplex, I try really hard to, like, remember all the little towns. And it's just sometimes a little difficult when, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, storms have already passed you guys. Yeah, it's passed. So, you will get more storms later on. But I think the most severe weather is probably already passed. Unless this decides to make some really intense wind, which it might, but your hail chances, I think, are basically done here in the Hazlet area. Oop, we got a new tornado warning. All right, new tornado warning now in effect. Assuming it's probably for this. Ooh, that was real quick. Did we get something on the ground from that? Yeah, hard to say. Yeah, new tornado warning in effect for far eastern reaches of Collin County. That's going to include Blue Ridge, and then into Hunt County, areas to the north of Greenville. So, like, I think Celeste and Merritt, over by Wolf City eventually. But look how fast this kind of showed up. So there's your couplet, pretty clear as day. That was probably spinning pretty good. And then it's by the time tornado warnings issue is not as strong. We'll see if that next update comes in, but that's right by Blue Ridge, and that's going to keep racing off to the east here. You're going to see strong straight line winds within that anyway, so chances are, again, you're not going to see any tornadic activity with this. It's going to be all rain wrapped, if there is anything at all, and you'll hear, within this, you're going to hear hail ping in windows and strong gusty winds. Power might go out, so that's pretty much what we're looking at. Still risky in Anna, or are we good? The worst has passed now in Anna, unless you're like in Westminster. If you are in Anna proper, I think you should be good. Is tornado on the ground? No, there is no tornado on the ground from what I can see on radar. Yeah, nothing on the ground. This is just radar indicated. And the velocities aren't looking as impressive as they did right before. So, what's the likelihood Mississippi gets any hail tomorrow? I haven't looked at any of the evening runs of the forecast models yet, but yeah, they're fair. I'd say it's a fair chance. I don't think it's a great chance. I think it's just a fair chance. Take that what it is. Okay, this is a little interesting. This latest update here. Off to the west in the Grapevine area. Looks like we have... This is interesting. Yeah, so notice you have a little curve here in our storm off by in South Lake. If that can maintain itself for a minute, it could possibly see some hail with it. We got a hail marker jumping up a little bit. We'll see if that makes anything. What about Prosper? You guys, it's passed. You guys are passed in Salina. I think that you're good now. It's just raining. Prosper, still some heavy rain, but I think overall, any tornado risk or anything, you guys are probably okay. Melissa, strongest winds have passed you. Tornado risk has passed you. So all those areas that were previously on tornado warning, you guys are okay. DFW Cap 1, Storm 0. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm watching this, see what comes out of that. You can see the inflow coming into the storm here in Grapevine. We'll literally have it coming out streaming in here. So we'll see what this does, if it does anything at all. What about Sherman? Sherman, you know you guys are like way the hell off out over here, right? Yeah, Sherman, you guys are done for like the severe weather anyway. Again, you still see storms. Notice there's a lot of activity off to the west here. So there's still rain and storms and whatnot, but I think the most severe weather has already passed. Let's check in on this tornado warning here in the Blue Ridge area. I mean, there's still a fair couplet, but notice this was like a pretty intense one, and then it's since not as intense. So will the Barksdale bubble hold up in Shreveport this year? I don't actually know what that is, but maybe. Assuming that's... Shreveport got a pretty good storm a couple of years ago, I think. I know, a couple of years ago don't mean squat, but, you know, get a new one. Alright, looking... Yeah, just small areas of hail here and there. Really, we're just kind of riding this out, kind of see what, if anything, happens here in Fort Worth. I don't think you guys might not even see a severe thunderstorm warning for Fort Worth itself. I think it's all going to stay north of you, just with the way everything is kind of moving through. Might just said huge hail. Okay. Thank you. And thanks for watching, guys, sharing everything. I mean, we're still maintaining well over 100 viewers. I was just told about rotation over Frisco right now, says Chad. Let's see here. Let's find out. Yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit of rotation trying to show itself here. It could be kind of noise too. I mean, notice there's a lot of turbulent motion. But it's worth keeping an eye on. You can tell there's a little bit of spin showing up on radar, so we'll keep a close eye on this here in Frisco. It's going to be east of the Dallas Parkway, pretty much right over 289, heading generally to the east-southeast, so towards Allen and Fairview. Again, probably a little bit. Yeah, nothing that would indicate anything hitting the ground there, Chad. Let's see. Yeah, still got a decent marker here. Grapevine area. I'm really curious if that's going to actually drop any hail. Wouldn't be mad about that. I don't think any of you guys watching right now would be mad about that. There was hail. Yeah, it's getting some inflow here in the Grapevine area. The Echo Tops have now gone over 40,000 feet, so that could be something. Another radar frame or two, and we could get a new warning issued. I won't be surprised too, because it's right by DFW International. What I'm looking at here, my car is going to be so messed up. I don't think so. We're not. There's no really big hail. There was big hail in Florida earlier, of all places. I don't know if I can bring up that video real quick. Alright, let's... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. I'm looking for... Ah, yes, there's the Twitter video I was looking for. So this, as a little sidetrack, was in Florida earlier, of all places. We do have this map made already, of course. You can check it out on Hail Trace, as always. But yeah, this is a wild one. This was a hailstorm in central Florida, the Florida Peninsula and Sebring. Wild one. So that's probably the hail MVP of the day. But we do have another severe thunderstorm warning now issued. I kind of figured they were going to do this since it was getting close to the international airport. This has 4/4 size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've pretty consistently been showing hail Hail size marker of around 1.5. Nothing indicating on the ground though to show that we're even getting that hail. Might be some hail falling now in far southern sections of Flower Mound, close to the Long Prairie Road, but I can't see anything even close to quarters from what I'm looking at right here. So yeah, maybe we might see some quarters out of this and near the airport, just north of the airport in a few minutes, but nothing too wild with that. Anything else? It looks like there is 3 storms southwest of the main line that have hail. Can you look at those? Asks Mike. I can check them out really fast. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at these little guys back here. Not severe yet. My question for these storms to the west here is if this is going to ingest the outflow of our main activity across the Metroplex. If that happens, then we could actually see some more hail. As that line moving toward the Mineral Wells, looks like the hail has stopped with that as well. Overview of everything. So we got that tornado warning. It's about to move out of Collin County. We have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings across the Metroplex. It does include Dallas proper, and a severe thunderstorm warning back by Mineral Wells. All of this is moving generally to the south and east. Gusty winds is probably the main threat right now. I saw somebody saying they lost power, and over here in this tornado warning storm, I'll check in on first. We still have just radar indicated rotation, so no confirmed tornado or anything. We had one frame or so of decent rotation. It's also one for quarter size hail, but I think it's primarily at sub-severe hail. There is a chance, some rotation in here in far northwestern sections of Hunt County, but overall, I think it's a just better safe than sorry situation. The chance of something dropping is probably kind of low. It's high enough to warrant a warning, but low enough where I'm not excited about it for a tornado being dropped anyway. I'm in Granbury, and thunder is legit. I believe it. These things are probably real loud. Probably really loud storms. But yeah, just this area of rotation will pass just barely to the south of the center of the town of Leonard. And this is continuing moving east. I think strong straight line winds might even be a better shot than the tornado risk overall. Winds in excess of 60 with wind-driven small hail with it as well. Can you explain why you need what would need to happen for the southwest storms to potentially produce in DFW? Okay. Well, they gotta move a lot quicker, basically. So, really what's happening is these storms here within the line, they're gonna stabilize the atmosphere quite a bit. So these storms pretty much have to ride or die on the outflow boundary from the storms over by Grapevine, and the line has to stop moving southeast. A lot of things have to happen. So they're pretty far away. I see these storms moving towards Claiborne and Waxahachie, probably staying out of Tarrant and Dallas counties. Within Tarrant and Dallas counties, we do have a little bit of hail in Grapevine, but as far as I know, none of this is severe. It doesn't look like it's super severe right now. Let me see. Anything? I mean, I'm pretty much just seeing an Empang pea-size hail showing up, so that doesn't really surprise me based on what I'm seeing in radar. So, yeah, and the hail size seems to be kind of maintaining itself. And I wouldn't be completely shocked if somewhere coming up here with somewhere in Louisville, like somewhere getting maybe some quarter size hail, but I think for the most part we may be transitioning more to a strong wind risk. And that was like the main threat for today overall. I can say, yeah, no tornadoes on the ground right now. We have no confirmation of any kind of tornadic activity on the ground. There's a tornado warning, but even the latest radar update has really kind of minimized that potential. We're also picking this up very high in the sky, so this is almost like mid-level rotation, not low level. So over by the Leonard area is your best chance, but I think straight line wind is a much bigger threat. Okay. Looks like we got some storms moving into the airport now at DFW International. That's going to be right here. You see the little half circles showing up on the thing, on the map. I guess I just turned the radar off for a second and see, oh, there it is, DFW International. And this will be moving in. Probably strong gusty winds. We'll probably get a reading from the winds from the airport coming up here. So that should help see how strong these winds are within this line of storms. I know the strongest wind was likely over the McKinney area. Somebody said hail in Grapevine, hail in Louisville. Yes, that makes sense. See where, so let's kind of break down where that's going to be. So here's I-35 East. Here is the airport. Notice the higher reflectivity, so like the pink showing up around where my mouse is at. Whoop, oh, it just disappeared. Let me roll the radar back a second. Notice you have the lower correlation coefficient, so those orange and yellow showing up in conjunction with the higher reflectivity. So that's going to be where that hail is falling. I'm assuming you guys who are saying it's hailing, it's probably pretty small, probably under quarter size, likely pea to dime size hail is my guess, just off of what I'm seeing here on radar. Slidell small hail in my area. Yeah, it's definitely all pretty small. I'm not seeing anything, even knowing the hail algorithm saying 1.5 inch, we're not seeing that. I think we're hard pressed to even get to severe hail at all. It's very small, pea size, I would say. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, pea to half inch, I think, is likely your average size with this, and I don't think anything bigger than that is showing up, even knowing the hail algorithm is trying to get aggressive with this. I'm not seeing too much going on. So yeah, this whole system is just pushing off to the south and east. I don't really. You guys are still watching. If you're still entertained, I'll keep going here. I'm not like there isn't a whole heck of a lot with this. Next week I think we're gonna see potentially a much more significant looking severe weather event possible. Storm system Carter here is a little underwhelming at the moment. So I guess to say a fun fact, we're naming all these storm systems, and a lot of the names we came up with, people in the office. Derek is the next one, and then Carter is actually my one of my dog's names. So we're able to do whatever we want with this. So I didn't realize the controversy we get from the names. It was mostly just for a organization standpoint, so you guys know what these multi-day storm systems are, because Hail Trace here, myself, and the other meteorologists that you guys might have seen, or Derek or whatever, we can name dates off the top of our heads. So with big hailstorms, realize not too many folks actually know how to do that. So maybe put a name to the storm. It'd be a cool idea. Nothing to do with insurance companies or whatnot. So I saw a couple comments about that, and not so much for that. Green suit next week. No treats for Carters tonight. Can we just go to sleep thinking, wake up another Frisco? Hey, if we wake up 4 a.m. another Frisco, I won't be mad about that. That was 2020 hindsight. We probably should have made that one a 5-star map, so it might have been our best 4-star map of all time. Because, yeah, Wes, no, we really, when Derek drove down, he drove through the damage path. We were talking about the other day, and he was like, we probably should have made that a 5. But we didn't know at the time, so we can say that's our best 4-star map of all time. So, green suit next week. It's possible. Let's hope. I mean, Derek's got it ready. He's ready to wear that green suit if we get a big map. I don't think this one tonight's gonna do it. Let's just kind of check in what we got going on here. Probably again, PSI sale probably from Louisville down to possibly Carrollton now. This is not June 2018. This is not in Carrollton. The airport is probably starting to get some rain, and some flights are definitely not taking off right now. Gusty winds. I'm sure is hopefully the last flights of the night don't get canceled. Off to the north and east here. Man, this thing is ripping off to the east. Strong gusty winds. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire. I don't know what time it expires out. Let's look here. 10:15. Yeah, another 15 minutes. This will expire in Celeste, Leonard, Wolf City, as this races off to the east. I mean, there is some rotation, but even the center rotation where this is going to be isn't even in the tornado warning anymore. So it's going to be like up in here. So probably let that be allowed to expire. Hail wise across the Metroplex, I mean, it really is. I mean, we're kind of hard pressed to find anything super crazy. Gusty winds. I mean, I won't be surprised if there's a handful of gusts to 60. Some folks losing power here and there. I know I lose power at my house all the damn time. Every time there's a thunderstorm. We had some storms last night and had a good lightning strike and knocked our power out for like a minute or two, or it was only a few, like 30 seconds or something. So let's see here. A little pocket of hail here in Louisville along South Edmonds Lane and West Corporate Drive. I'm looking forward to. We want one of those big storms. I wish the Frisco storm in February didn't happen at 4 in the morning. I would have enjoyed doing live coverage for that, but I would sleep. So gotta sleep sometimes. It's crazy when I woke up to it though. I woke up about 4:30. I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be a busy day." So this is not. Let's check out what else is happening. Let's do a good old overview here. Let's see. We got a mesoscale discussion talking about the tornado threat. Talking about risk of tornado. So risk of tornadoes is actually going to increase. So at least for Dallas, I think it is likely going to pull out of the majority of the Metroplex before that tornado threat really starts to take off. So places east, probably from about Terrell, the Kaufman area, I'd say, points east, a better chance for tornadoes, and that's going to continue all the way into tonight, and then into tomorrow morning as well. There will be more rain behind this, and radar net update. And then after that, you guys kind of gotta sit out and wait for that next severe weather risk going into next week, where hopefully we can get some Derek wearing some green pants. I mean, he might before then. There's a chance for some hail in some other parts of the country, but for DFW specifically, you might have to wait a little bit longer since we didn't pull the trigger on that February storm. Flash flood warning. And now flash flood warning out now for Denton and Collin County. That makes sense. You guys have been getting drenched with some heavy rain here for a good chunk of this stream that I've been doing, so that makes sense. Street flooding and all that is pretty likely. Turn around, don't drown. You guys hear it on the news, and another meteorologist telling you not to do that. And we do the storm chase and stuff, and we still follow that. If I see water, and I'm like, I don't know how deep that is. I'm not gonna total our chase truck, risking it too much. A little bit more hail. Again, the hail algorithm is really constantly going that 1.6 marker. You check South Lake. I wish I could search like on here. So South Lake, crap, we were freaking on there. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. Okay, yep, I know where South Lake is. I'm a dummy. So South Lake right now, we got a question. You can check with, they got hit with 1.25 inch hail. Nothing here in Denton, yeah. Rolling back to South Lake. Of course, a 1.25, huh? I mean, if there was, it was like a tiny little area within here. So I rolled the radar back a little bit, about 25 minutes. And it would have been like right along whichever lake this is. And Snaky Lane. Yeah, it was it would have been a very small area and very limited. Somebody asked, I'm in Denton by myself, scared. Denton, you're good. It's over. I think you're fine. Are there gonna be possible tornadoes in Kaufman County? Well, off to the east here. It's possible. It's possible as this line continues moving off to the east. The tornado threat does increase as we get east of the metro a little bit, so it's possible. We'll just kind of have to see how. I mean, it's going to be a couple hours. This stuff is not moving the fastest, so just keep an eye. I'm not going to stay live for this whole thing, so you know, be weather aware, have your weather radio on, news on, app, phone off silent, all that jazz. So if you get tornado. How's Anna looking the rest of the night? The rain will be winding down. You'll get another round of just general thunderstorms and rain after that, probably an hour or two later. But the severe weather, any of the tornado stuff, that's going to be that's going to be done. You have to stay on for the whole thing. I do have to go to bed at some point. I have to go into the office tomorrow, so trying to stay on here for a good chunk of Dallas. We're now moving to Dallas County, like the main area of risk. See a little area of hail here in Coppell. Again, the hail size algorithm showing 1.6 inches. That's a little over ping pong ball size, but just from visual radar analysis here with you guys, I don't know, it's probably maybe half-inch size hail, maybe penny size hail. Again, I'm being kind of generous. So if I see anything otherwise, you guys see anything otherwise, confirmation, you know, as always, I'm welcome to getting the feedback. It's always it's always appreciated. Downside of me versus the TV channels, I don't have a fleet of chasers to give me some info. So yeah, half-inch hail. It's the most recent update I got here in the I-35, where I-35 East and Sam Rayburn Tollway meet up. Yeah, so not too much in the way of hail. Lightning is getting worse here in Louisville. That makes sense. I mean, these things are going to be lightning machines. Probably very loud storms, especially you get a lot of we call them anvil crawlers, so you get all the lightning on the backside of the storm. That's gonna be loud. So believe it. It's like other storms. So these storms forming back behind this boundary here, chances are they're not gonna do anything too wild, I don't think. So The only one that could sneak in a decent storm might be this guy up north of Granbury, but it's nothing too intense right now. Any tornado warnings in Melissa? No, it has since passed you. The tornado warning. This storm is outpacing the tornado warning, actually. It goes till 10:15, but the area where that any potential tornadic rotation is going to be is already starting to move out of the tornado warned area. And we just issued a new severe thunderstorm watch, so I think the National Weather Service also agrees that the extension of a tornado warning is not warranted at this time. So this tornado warning will likely get canceled here in a few minutes. So we are getting some hail though. Whoops! Oh crap! Hang on, changed the wrong thing at the wrong spot. There we go. Usually I got Justin be my producer. I don't have to do any of this. So thanks for the question, guy. I try to answer them as they come in, and sometimes it's a little hard for me to see, especially the YouTube comments, because I just have like our Facebook one open right now. So I guess, can I see the chat? Oh, I can't see the chat on here. People are storm chasing these storms. Yes. What comes after a tornado warning? What are the levels? That is super dependent upon what the situation is. So like, you have like a radar indicated tornado warning, you have a confirmed tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, which is a confirmed tornado warning that's doing damage. And then the worst is a tornado emergency, and that's usually saved for like the Moore tornado, the Joplin tornado, the Mayfield tornado, the really bad ones. So, how's it going to be in Emory, Texas? Emory's off to the east, I think, somewhere. So there'll be a line of storms moving through, heavy rain, possibly gusty winds the next 60. And maybe some small hail. What's the best way to look at detailed radar maps like this one? This program's called GR Analyst Level 2. It's a little more intense radar software. It's not free. You have to get a data feed and purchase the software as well. It has a lot of different settings. We customize a couple of things, like this is our custom color table and stuff. So, but yeah, that's a Gibson Ridge software. That's typically what we utilize. RadarScope is also very good. The desktop version of RadarScope is pretty solid. So I use that usually when we're out chasing. It takes less data. It's better for live viewing out in the field. This has the feature we can look 3D. Haven't used it too much because we haven't anything super impressive for hail, but you can do that on here as well. Thank you for tuning in there, Alex. I responded a little late, but yes, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for sharing, liking our video, commenting, engaging, all that great stuff. So if you're new here, give us a call, 855-334-4245. Email us. You can message us through Facebook, direct message us. You can message us on Instagram. Follow our TikTok page. We are doing a live forecast discussion tomorrow at 11 a.m. live on TikTok. We're trying to get into that a little bit more. Twitter, YouTube, we're everywhere. Pretty simple to find us. Hail Trace. We do more than just like hail too. We do cover tornadoes. We cover hurricanes. We'll go chase hurricanes. We do storm chasing. The airport right now is getting hail, by the way. Looks like it's hailing at the airport. Probably pretty small. Overall, I think we've been probably maintaining that fairly small hail. Again, I don't think I've seen anything to confirm quarter size hail in a while. So yeah, that tornado warning has since been canceled, by the way. So tornado warning has been canceled. Just severe thunderstorm warnings now. We just have the severe thunderstorm warning for Tarrant and Dallas counties. is over DFW International right now with, let's see if we can see any gusty winds. Yeah, a little bit of gusty winds. We'll probably get a reading from the airport. They have an official observation station to say how strong the winds get. And likely hail as well, extending into the Carrollton area. It's showing it's spiking like crazy, but I don't think we're seeing anything much above penny size hail. So, see anything to tell me otherwise? I see pea size hail, dime size hail, half-inch size hail, and pea size hail are the imping reports that have come in most recently. So, and that, I think that trend is going to continue through the rest of the Metroplex here with that smaller hail size. So that, I mean, that's it's more of the same. I mean, if you guys are still entertained by this, I mean, I can kind of keep going, but typically around here I usually wind things down. I guess if I wind things down, maybe storms will go crazy and I have to come back. Are now, I mean, a lot of these warnings are kind of ending here, so it's really just this storm within. It's, I guess, yeah, it's now in Dallas County. I forget, the airport's like right on the county line. So we're now in Dallas County, far western Dallas County, right by the international airport. Looking at other radar dual pole products, looks like we are pretty much just seeing more of that sub-severe hail. So that's like your 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 dimes, your pocket change hail. That's under. Yeah, I'm not answering that phone call. Or under that that size. So looks like we have something trying to form here in Fort Worth. And back further to the west, something back over here by Granbury. We'll see. None of this is severe warned yet. This is just something interesting to keep an eye on. I think everything is clustering together, so that is definitely keeping hail sizes down here in the Coppell, near Carrollton. Looking at that. Let's just go ahead and move. Looking at here, there is some hail falling within this. I'm curious to see if I don't know if we're gonna see quarters out of this. There is hail falling. I think it's more of what we've been seeing. Lots of hail reported and at the airport. Yeah, I mean, we are seeing quite a bit of hail. I'm trying to keep an eye if we get anything else coming in here. Oop, I saw an imping a quarter, so it looks like we might have some quarter size hail with this then. I mean, this is looking a little bit better, a little more impressive. I mean, the CCs shoot way the hell out there. So probably some quarter size hail here. Eastern sides of the airport, the DFW International, or on the GW Turnpike, and the Valley Ranch Parkway East, like this neighborhood in here. All these are houses, right? Yeah. This seems to be getting hit. So anywhere within this region, possibly up to some quarter size hail. And that's going to be right along Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway. And again, literally just east of the airport. So I think, again, an area up to quarter size hail. I think it's the pocket change variety, I like to say. So, you know, you got your pea size hail, and then you have like your half inch, and then like dimes, pennies, quarters, all that. Looks like we got our warning just updated as well. Let's see what that warning says. Okay, it's $1 for $half size hail. So just looking at this on radar, we haven't had an update in a couple minutes. This is from 10:14. It's 10:16 right now. Let's give you a couple other parameters real fast. Yeah, there's some hail. There's some hail, not a ton of melting with it. So it has up to 1.84. That marker is 1.84 inches. The hail size algorithm estimate, that's not what's falling. Again, we're probably only about quarters at best. At best $0.50 or $2. So, but there is at least some level of severe hail falling currently in near the airport here in the Metroplex. And it's heading generally towards Dallas proper. Here's the city, downtown part of the city anyway. So again, we're right by the airport. Literally, the airport's right where my mouse is at. So we're on the eastern sections of the tarmac. Yeah, they are still at so hopefully there weren't a ton of flights about to leave, because they definitely just got delayed. So we should have a radar update anytime now. We're at like the 2.5 minute update mark, but for some reason we haven't had an update in more than that. So we will see if we can get that update here, see what's what with this storm. Echo Top's pretty tall. This is the tallest section of the storm so far, so it doesn't surprise me that we managed to squeeze out some quarters. We got another severe thunderstorm warning issued now, back by Tarrant County and Parker County. This one is for quarter size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Looks like we got some quarters here far off to the northwest of Crescent, well south of Willow Park. This is generally making its rotation towards the south side of the Fort Worth area. Looks like it's actually trying to suck in the outflow boundary, so maybe that can get its act together a little bit better here. We'll keep an eye on this tentatively. It's pretty rural right now, but if it gets a little closer to Tarrant County, we'll check back in with that. Back here, we have a radar update. Look at that. That's actually, yeah, that's a decent. That looks kind of decent on radar here, right along George Bush Turnpike, Highway 161, over by West Walnut Hill Lane. That's probably some quarter size hail. Notice more consistent lower correlation coefficients, even showing it's still in that same basic area where it's been hailing here over by the Valley Ranch Parkway East. That looks like we're seeing, again, around quarter size hail. See if we get any other imping reports, anything else interesting showing up on my radar here. And nothing right now. I mean, mostly it's over by the airport. I'm sure there's a ton of hail falling with this, but the sizes, at least for what the algorithm on the radar is saying, is likely overdone. So yeah, there's some melting happening with this. So yeah, $quarter to $half size hail at most. And I think that's kind of isolated. I think we're probably seeing a wide variety of sizes falling with this storm right now. Overall, here in Fort Worth, I mean, that's showing a storm trying to get going, and not so much. A little messy off to the south and west here. I mean, it's kind of been the name of the game. We'll see if all this trying to rotate into the southern sections of Tarrant County does anything exciting, but what it looks like right now is probably not. So way off to the north and to the east, we are getting towards Delta County, where, notice the radar, we're getting out of range for a good radar reading, and this is a notorious radar hole, so basically where there's no good radar coverage. So I think we're gonna let this one ride or die, or let it ride. Gusty winds with that up to 60 miles an hour, very possible, possibly even a little higher than that. So wait for that next radar update. Looks like, again, this little area where you see the correlation coefficient, you're seeing the green show up and the blues now. Okay, there's a bit of hail fall on that one. That's probably the best looking. That's probably the best the storm's looked in the Metroplex so far. Yeah, some hail falling here. I'm gonna bring up more panels. Bring up the 4 panel. Why not? Just kind of switch a couple things around so I can look at everything all at once. Yeah, there's some hail falling in here, guys. I think wouldn't be shocked. We got some quarter $half report come in with this. Right along West Royal Lane, or whoops, I missed it. The Las Colonias. Okay, a bunch of you guys are gonna kill me for that. North MacArthur Boulevard. Yeah, you know, This is heading pretty much right towards like the University Park area, like the north side of Dallas. It's kind of trying to pull itself a little bit better here. So notice again that the reflectivity values are more consistently high. Correlation coefficients are kind of lower, so we might be on the upward swing here of a little bit more hail. The hail size, okay, we got the blue diamond. That's good. Blue diamond means bigger hail. It's hailing in Carrollton. Yeah, I see that for sure. I mean, that's like right along I-35 East. Yeah, I-35 East to just the west of there in Carrollton. It's probably hailing along like Perry Road and Beltline Road in Carrollton. That's probably not severe hail, but severe hail, very possible here. I think this is a pretty big industrial area. Yeah, it is big industrial area. So, yeah, hail size going up a bit. It's going up a bit. Could we get some bigger hail in here? Could we? Maybe. Oh, what's the team doing? Oh yeah, check in with the team real fast on our chat. Hey. Looking at this here, just decided to probably jinx it. Texting our my weather, the work chat off to the side here. Trying to see what the team's been up to, working on, diligently working away. Yeah, if you are just new to us, we map everything going on. So within our app, you guys can check this out live. So yeah, so the most recent radar update we've had here coming up, if I roll it back time, but if you're just joining in, I've noticed our viewership's gone up a tiny bit. So last 15 minutes, as we've gone past the airport and gotten closer to Dallas itself, hail algorithm's getting a little more aggressive. Radar representation's a little bit better, more consistent, higher reflectivity values, the pink showing up, lower CCs overall. Some of our other dual pole products are looking a little more favorable, a little bit more hail, a little less melting, a little bit of rotation. The echo tops are looking good, so it's a nice, tall, healthy storm. Seems to be the core of this here. So we could be seeing some severe hail. So I'd say I've been saying $250 size hail along Riverside Drive, close to Northwest Highway here in probably Farmers Branch, Irving, Carrollton area. Seeing if I can get any ping reports have come in or anything recently. Just trying to give you those live updates since we don't have chasers out there to help me confirm what I'm seeing on radar, but it does look like we are seeing some hail. Looks like the storm got a little bit better of an updraft for a minute, and yeah, we could have some decent hail flying with this. I don't think anything too wild. I think still just one for $250 up to $50 size hail, but it's better than peas, right? I mean, we've been at the pea size hail for a while now, so yeah, we'll just see what the next update brings. This is from 10:22, so 3:22 Zulu time. Okay, I got a quarter report back there by that area that we had quite a bit of hail falling at. So let's roll it back, kind of see what it looked like there. So this is what it looks like where we had that quarter report come in, right here, right? So that's what the radar looked like with quarter size hail. And now this is what the radar looks like now here in the Farmers Branch area. Looks like you guys might also be seeing some quarter size hail right on either side of I-35 East in the Carrollton Farmers Branch area. Some $250 size hail likely happening with that, and possibly even all the way down here, heading closer to the Irving and Dallas area. So I think that area of hail again likely right here, and a tiny bit right there as well. So if you guys have been sticking with me for the last however long I've been live, let me click on last hour and a half, we might finally, 90 minutes in, be seeing some more measurable hail. We had that moderate chance of hail, so when we do our chances, where it's high, moderate, low, whatever, that's pretty much of getting quarter size hail within the metro. And then the sizes vary within our confidence of sizes vary whatnot within our city forecast. So hey, that's a call out to Andrea. She did it. We had hail in the metro, but we'll see if this trend can continue, or if this little updraft kind of dies out. The biggest failure mode so far today has been, other than a line of storms, has been that when there is storms that do make hail, they aren't maintaining, so they kind of go up quick and they kind of poop themselves out pretty fast. They don't have the sustainability of like your classic supercells that you guys are aware of, where they go all the way across Metroplex and drop big hail and everything for like over an hour. These storms aren't doing that. It's a kind of splotchy hit and miss. They go up, they drop some hail, and they kind of get away from the source region of all that lift, and then a new one happens shortly after that. So we just got an update to the warning. Let's see what that update has. Still for $50 size hail. So sometimes when they update the warning, they told you it was worth sticking around. Yeah, you're right. I'm going through with this here. I can't toss it to an acre or anything, or to a chaser. Stop talking. So, I hope you guys enjoy my sometimes ramblings here. But sometimes when the warnings update, we'll get they'll get a report in or something that hasn't shown up on the map yet. So that's why I like checking them, so you can see it's like, oh, okay, so they're reporting baseball or something. They're not. It's only more for $50 size hail. Farmers Branch, you're getting some hail though right now. Right here, it's pretty easy to see on radar where you see that high reflectivity. So you see the pink showing up. You see the lower correlation coefficient. It's not crazy. You're not seeing the blues. You're not seeing like widespread blue and green, but you're seeing some, oranges and yellows. And that means, probably some quarter to $50 size hail. I'm sure looks like a wide variety of hail sizes falling, but quite a bit of hail. It's been hailing for a while too, along Valley View Lane and B Street here in Farmers Branch. I mean, you guys have been seeing hail in the past like 6 or 7 minutes now, and that's going to keep going. So hopefully we can maybe get something a little bit bigger in here. I mean, I'm sure no one's complaining as we're pulling into Dallas itself. So that's where your main hail is going to be, off to the east, or west, I mean. Fort Worth itself, downtown, you guys are getting some storms now. It looks like this storm here is trying to feed off of this boundary, but I'm not seeing any big hail out of it yet, so we'll just kind of passively watch that. We have had a quarter report back here over by the Copel area. It's now hailing in the Farmers Branch Carrollton region, if you're just joining in. I don't think I have any other reports that have snuck in. We had a $50 report over by one west at Kingston. Or roll the radar back more. I mean, we've had this squall line moving ever so slowly across the Metroplex. Had two ping pong ball reports that also said it was $50 size hail, so you guys figure out which one that one's going to be. But as of right now, it's Dallas County, southwestern Tarrant County, including downtown Fort Worth, and over here, a couple other storms. We've got some storms going in Oklahoma as well. Some other storms might be trying to form out ahead of everything, and looking around, doesn't look like too much else. Everything is really focused here on the Metroplex. So jumping back in, let's see what's the most. Let's see, it's 10:31 right now. This is the 10:30 update. It's still hailing this one spot here. Kind of tell it's like the inflow. You see the little dip in the. You can see it right there, a little line, little green line. That's right where that inflow region is going to be. It's going to cut off pretty soon, though. So I'm not sure how long this hail will keep falling, but this area, this neighborhood in Farmers Branch, sorry about that, seems to just keep have that hail coming down here. Probably have like a 10-minute hail time in this little area. So, and I think, again, this is showing hail size closer to 2-inch. That's not what's happening right now, I can tell you that for sure. Again, probably a lot of sub-severe hail with up to that $250. Yes, this is where I-35 East connects with the Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway. So if I zoom out a little bit, you can kind of tell there's downtown Dallas, there's Richardson, there's Carrollton. So, anyone know how big in Farmers Branch? Yeah, any confirmation would be fantastic. Right now it's looking like I'd probably only $250 size hail unless I get confirmation otherwise. No imping reports. I see there's a couple storm chasers in there. So maybe they'll put in a report or something, but from what I am seeing without being able to get any kind of confirmation, I think we have, just based off of radar, a variety of hail sizes, so you got that pocket change variety up to maybe $50 size hail with this. And hey, it's something. I mean, we've had a lot of pea-size hail earlier. The storm had some good lift for a few minutes and is now probably going to eat itself a little bit. Back here down to the south and to the west, we have another storm that seems to be trying to ride the boundary being released from this storm coming down, and now the storm down by close to Crowley is now trying to eat that one. So we could see some hail with this moving into the far southern sections of Tarrant County coming up here in the next 15-20 minutes. Latest at the 10:32 updates, now 10:33. Still some hail falling. Man, boy, that's CC's got low. Let's double check a couple things. Yeah, a little area low CC's. Probably where 30 the north, where 35 east splits off onto this highway here, the Highway 12, could be seeing some hail close to that $250 size. Again, overall, unless I see anything otherwise, it's really a lot of $250 size hail. This one neighborhood in Farmers Branch, probably Josie Lane and Valley View Lane connect. Like, you guys have been getting hailed on for a while. So probably long duration, variety of hail sizes up to that $250 size, again, unless I am shown otherwise. Trying to keep an eye on here of any imping reports that show up on radar scope. Check on the weather chat. Which I'm not seeing a whole. They're pretty quiet. They seem to be just diligently working, which means nothing crazy has happened. Usually when something crazy has happened, they'll be sure to alert me. Yeah, that's the main area of hail. I think this is going to probably start to be on the downward trend as the main inflow region is getting pinched off here. And we'll see what happens down off to the south. So I'm really curious, because these two storms seem to be kind of connecting to each other a little bit. If this storm that's moving pretty quick right towards the Dallas-Fort Worth radar, if that can strengthen a bit and impact with some possible hail. I'm not seeing too much of it right now, but it could have some hail in towards Crowley, Burleson, Mansfield, down the line a little bit. Gusty winds for sure. I bet this is lighting up quite a bit for wind. Yeah, it's starting to. Might even see maybe a little. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some tornado warnings too, just from the potential for some spin-up tornadoes along this line that's developing. Over here to the east, back where this hail core is now, since it looks like the hail is finally winding down Farmers Branch, and now in far northern sections of Dallas along Webb Chapel Road. Looks like we're seeing some hail here. Notice those lower correlation coefficients. I know the blue's showing up. If I like unsmooth it, it doesn't look as impressive. There's hail falling, but there's definitely a fair bit of melting going on. So I think that up to $quarter, $half size hail continues to be likely what is actually hitting the ground. And our hail size marker just jumped up a whole heck of a lot. So I'm guessing we have the former updraft has pinched off, and now we have a new updraft trying to get its act together here vigorously. That's probably the biggest hail size marker we've had in a while. So might try to. Oh yeah, look at that. Those echo tops really have blown up here last few minutes. So maybe here within Dallas itself we could end up getting slightly bigger hail in a few minutes. So okay, we readjusted down to just under that tennis ball size marker. That's not saying tennis balls. That's what the algorithm is saying. The algorithm has been way overestimating this so far the entirety of this evening. So just have that huge asterisk on that before people get too excited. I don't want to get my words taken out of context, you know. So let's just kind of track out where this is heading. This is heading generally southeast. So the University Park, Highland Park areas, so North Dallas. The next, see, it's 10:38 right now. This is the last update from 10:35. So this will go north of downtown, generally southeastward, and we could see some slightly bigger hail in here, just with how the trend of this has been. Even though, again, the algorithm showing closer to tennis ball size, really it's probably an area that could have, you know, some ping pong balls with it. It's possible. It's not happening at this moment. It's possible down the line, another 5-6 minutes. P size report. Okay, yeah. So I got a confirmed quarter report in Farmers Branch where it held for like 10 minutes. For whoever was asking about that a little earlier. So we'll see what this new area, see what it does here as we're moving into. We're now in North Dallas. So this is University Park area. This is pretty close to where that tornado went through in 2019 in October. And then off. Whoops, I zoomed in. Sorry about that. Don't want to give you guys motion sickness. Okay, interesting here over by Godley. Yeah, look at that. I bet the tornado warned pretty soon here, actually. See his little appendages sticking out, and a little velocity couplet showing up. That's like usually a sign for potential for like a little spin up tornado. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tornado warned this. So this is the storm off to the south and west. So this is south Tarrant County. This will be in Johnson County. I wouldn't be surprised they issue a tornado warning in this couple minutes here, because this looks pretty good, and this looks like a potential for a spin up tornado. It'd be real quick, you know. So keep an eye on that. Nothing officially warned yet, but that's just kind of what my observation is. Over here, let's check back in within Dallas, North Dallas. Again, this is very close to the track of that big tornado in October of 2019. Hail's falling, probably around quarters, right along Midway Road and Walnut Hill Lane. You can see that showing up on the greens here on the correlation coefficient, where we're lining up with, oh no, everything moved. Where everything was lining up with the high reflectivity, and then we have a radar update and it's gone. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually suspending some bigger hail with it. Yeah, it is. So there's some bigger hail suspended in the sky. Notice, so this is a 3D image. See the pink here that's not connected? So the hail from the previous updraft has fallen out. It looks like we're getting some new hail kind of building up in the higher levels of the atmosphere here. So we'll see when this falls out. Probably falling out downstream, a few minutes. Pretty close to probably east of the Dallas North Tollway. So we'll watching this carefully as we continue to move on southeast. We have a new warning now for Dallas County. This is just Dallas County for quarter-size hail. As I've been seeing, probably just quarter to $half seems to be the safe estimate with this. Even knowing the hail algorithm's going balls to the wall. Without that tennis balls, there's no tennis. I don't think there's tennis balls at all in this whatsoever. So, and then now the algorithm's starting to come down a little bit. So I think we might have peaked, and now I think we're gonna see the reflectivity get a little higher again. So a little hotter, a little more pink showing up next couple frames as the hail fallout starts to happen. I'm gonna check back over into Johnson County now. So this is Fort Worth itself. Here's Dallas, the new warning, and then down here by Godley, just because. Let's go back to velocities. Just seeing this stuff really makes me raise an eyebrow of like the potential for a small spin-up tornado. So this is downtown Godley, well to the east of there, closer to Joshua, possibly again towards Burleson, moving east. Again, no tornado warning issued with this, but I'm seeing rotation, and that's enough to get my attention a little bit. Princeton folks, okay out there. Let me go check on that in just a second. Let me pop back over to CCs. Yeah, Princeton's way out there, isn't it? All right, let me double check. Also checking any hail I might be falling right now. I see dime size hail, so it's showing up, so maybe not anything too crazy. Princeton, Texas. Okay, so that's east of McKinney, right? Yeah. Over by Princeton, just some heavy rain falling there right now. Not too much. I think Princeton folks, you guys are okay. It's just rain now. Your big hail has since ended. A little bit area of more lowered CCs showing up. This is probably sub-severe hail north of 635, the Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway. But down here, close to University Park, I did say, I think reflectivity is going to get a little higher. It's starting to now. I think the hail fallout's beginning along Walnut Hill Lane and Inwood Road. Yeah, probably quarters. Again, the algorithm size saying golf balls or whatever, but I think it's probably just quarter, $half size hail. A little pocket. There's gonna be small pockets. They're not gonna be wide, broad, easy to find swaths of hail. These are gonna be small pockets of hail that are gonna be sporadic and hail size ranges, and then getting up to that quarter to maybe $half range. Checking back in over here into this other severe winter storm in Johnson and Tarrant counties. This one's a little more interested in that potential for anything tornadic, and it's not impossible. Like, here is the boundary layer, and that's gonna your boundary is gonna be where the most spin may be. So, again, keeping a close eye on this. Any of these little appendages that stick out, those are ones that you gotta keep an eye on for that potential for a quick spin-up tornado. They'd be very fast, and they probably wouldn't be very strong, but they'd be very quick. Come down, do their thing, and lift back up. So over here in the University Park area, so like North Dallas, don't have to worry about that. Even knowing this hail is moving pretty similar to where that big tornado was, but the big tornado, this is not. This is just going to be some gusty winds and some hail falling out with this. Again, round quarter size hail now just east of Dallas North Tollway. Notice that the reflectivity values got a little higher, but nowhere near as high as they were back by Farmers Branch, where we do have, I did see an imping report of quarter size hail. See if we have any other reports that may have snuck in whilst I've been pretty focused here. The warning update for the Benbrook, Fort Worth area for some quarters and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Already know what we're doing for Dallas. We have a tornado watch in effect going all the way to Shreveport for up to half ping pong ball size hail, 50% chance of 2 or more tornadoes. So again, could be a loud night going on. What's it going to look like in Longview, Texas? Very late tonight, this line of storms will move through. Probably strong gusty winds, maybe some hail, and then if any isolated storms form out in front of it, that could have some hail with it as well. Okay. All right, so hail size seems to be trying to come down the algorithm. I think that inflow is getting cut off again, and this hail core will likely wind down. Now that we're really moving into Dallas, I think downtown is about to start getting some heavy rain, gusty winds, probably the gust front happening right now. Brings in an image in meteorology. Hey. I sent an image back over here by Joshua, so I'm actually going to check this out real quick. Ooh, that is a couplet indeed. I was just talking about this, and notice we're kind of tight in here. Got a little appendage, a thing that makes it a little concerning. That's hard to tell. Could be something tornadic here, guys. Right here in Joshua, Texas. I turned on my little tornado icon. I'll turn it back off. I don't like having it on too much, but there is a couplet here that we gotta keep a careful eye on. I wouldn't be shocked if there could be a quick spin-up tornado that just now happened in Joshua, northwestern sides of town, over by Caddo Road, near North Main Street. This is going to be rocketing to the east-northeast. So, I wouldn't be shocked if this was a quick little spin-up tornado. So if you're downstream from this a little bit, I would take your precautions if you are east of Highway 174 in Joshua. So couple couplets here and some indications. Okay, CC's just updated. I can't tell if that's radar noise. We're very close to the radar, so correlation coefficient can really bottom out when we're really close to the radar. Notice like the hail's showing up a bunch better here too. Oof. Yeah, that's and that is definitely a couplet there. So that's possible. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I need probably another radar frame for that. But that could be a, we don't like it when we see potentially something tornadic that's unwarned. Yeah, that's the danger of these lines here, where you get that little couplets. They didn't issue a tornado warning, so they got a new severe thunderstorm warning to include from Midlothian, Grandview, Cleburne, DeSoto, Mansfield. For this moving through for strong, there's definitely gusty winds. Joshua definitely got some super strong winds. I just don't like seeing these little bulges and little couplets in here. That could have been a quick spin-up tornado, especially with the way the correlation coefficient has bottomed out. I just don't know if that's actually if that's just radar noise, or if that could be something we need, like probably another tornado warning. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Yeah, so they were indicating that tornado. So it took them a minute to freaking tornado warn that, but guys watching here, I pointed this out a few minutes ago, and okay, well, we just got another update here. Let's see what velocities look like. Yeah, man, dang, man, that's a tight coupler right in there. just east of Joshua. This is Holland to east too. So if you're hearing the sirens going off in Alvarado, Venus, Lothian, I would get in your tornado shelter, especially if you're along I-35 West. Definitely a pretty well-defined couplet here. That the correlation coefficient, we're very close to the radar, so it's gonna be hard to see like any kind of debris ball. I think there might have been something though, because if you look at back behind where the, notice how low the correlation coefficient is right here, and then back behind it, it looks like it doesn't get as low, so that could have been an indication of something. So tornado warning again. If you're hearing the sirens go off, go get in your tornado shelter. Bro, about Garland near Raleigh, looks like a hook. Let me go check that out. Okay, that's off to the east. Let me go to velocities. I'm not seeing that too much, so looks like we're getting a little bit of curly Q here over by Richardson, but not so much, I think, for a hook. I think the tornado threat, that's going to be south of the radar, south of Tarrant County. The hail threat probably is winding down as well. I think we're not going to be severe hail anymore here in North Dallas. We did have a little period here, especially by Farmers Branch. That's since winding down, and now kind of focusing our attention here a little bit to this potential tornadic situation in the Joshua, Texas area. If we bring up the velocities, you can really see that defined couplet. Can you summarize the latest information on the largest hail events so far? So overall, if you guys are just kind of jumping in, we've had kind of been covering for a while here a series of storms. Just honestly, through the Metroplex, has been a smattering of a lot of sub-severe hail with a section of some quarter-size hail in the Coppell area and in the Farmers Branch area, quarter, maybe some $half size hail. Not seeing anything severe at the moment. The biggest hail is actually way earlier over by the Joshua, where is that? Not Joshua, the Justin, Texas region. Some couple ping pong ball reports came in with that. And it looks like things are hail-wise kind of winding down a little bit at the moment. Now I have a tornado warning ongoing right now in the Joshua area, and this is looking. Ooh, yeah, that's okay. That's probably a debris ball. Turn my little. Yep, that's a debris ball. Okay, yeah, it looks like we got a tornado happening here, guys. So. Shifting gears, looks like we got a tornado right now. This is east of Joshua. You can see the curly Q showing up on reflectivity. See this little drop in CCs? That is going to be your debris ball. So this is just east of Joshua, moving east pretty quickly here. So let me do a couple. Let me switch over. I'm going to switch some panels around really fast. So pardon the discombobulation. So looking here, so this is called NROT. This basically is just an algorithmic feature in a radar, kind of tell you about rotation and the intensity of it. This is a correlation coefficient we've been looking at for a while. This is showing a debris ball, and these are the velocities showing that much higher couplet. So this looks like an ongoing tornado situation. Looks like it likely crossed County Road 806 moments ago. This was from 10:53. It's currently 10:55. It looks like we are generally moving east pretty quick here. This thing's wrapped up like hell. So it's going to cross I-35 West probably now, how fast it's moving. And then it's going to move generally towards Venus and then eventually into Lothian. So hopefully this thing drops. Ooh, it looks like we might have another one down here, possibly too. Yeah, this could be a second tornado. Oh shit, quick. All right. Yeah, so we have 2 areas of rotation we're keeping an eye on. This one here, this is still a tornado happening. This is likely ongoing right now. I think we're actually just west of I-35 west, so that's going to cross I-35 here in the Briar Oaks area, moving east pretty quick, and potentially another little tornadic situation just slightly further to the south here, just north of County Road 810. These are both moving east, so this is going to be going on north side of Alvarado. And okay, confirmed tornado warning now. Radar confirmed tornado, yes, as we've just been speaking. So tornadoes, at least one tornado for sure going on. And this is where you see that the lower CCs, that's not hail, that's actually a tornado. If I turn on my little thing here, it can tell you where the it's indicating where the tornado is, pretty much right over I-35, and it's crossing I-35 now, and it's going to keep moving to the east. So if you are in, okay, all right, we just got an updated tornado warning, damaging tornado. Again, this is a very fluid situation. It's moving very quickly to the east. If you are in the polygon, get into your tornado shelter now. Okay, we have at least one confirmed. There might have been a second touchdown just to the south of it, so the Alvarado area right in here, this could have been a second tornado, but we definitely have one happening that just crossed I-35 to the east of Joshua, heading towards the Lillian and Venus areas, and eventually Midlothian. So if you're watching in those areas, get in your tornado shelter, get into the interior room of your closet, interior room of your house, get into a bathtub, curse on the mattress, whatever you gotta do. It's very possible we have 2 tornadoes. We've had for sure one confirmed, but it's very possible that we got the second one off to the south here. The radar is trying to indicate that as well. So I'm kind of shifting focus a little bit. The hail has since wound down up in Dallas itself. There's no severe hail happening there now, but we do have a tornado situation ongoing right now. Just now crossed I-35 west, and this is going to continue to the east here. Looks like a couple of my products haven't updated. I'm about 2 minutes behind on the velocities, but that's okay. I'm not seeing as much on. Okay, yeah. So, jeez. Okay, so this NROT is probably being a little overblown. We are very close to the radars. There's definitely going to be some weird feedback going on, but definitely within here, that is where that tornado is likely still ongoing, just crossing Cummings Drive in the Briar Oaks area, and this is moving generally east northeast towards Lillian. Notice we're kind of we're heading towards Lillian, so other roads downstream. Oh, there's a bunch of houses in here. Louisa Lane, over by Gina Lane. No, a lot of Gina Lane. What the hell? Kelly Lane. This whole neighborhood in the Lillian area, you got to be in your tornado shelter now. This thing's moving quick, guys. This is moving real quick. It's going east at 45 miles an hour. You're not going to see this thing coming. It's dark out, and it's this thing's roaring to the east, and we've had confirmation that it's on the ground. I'm not seeing anything confirmed on the ground on the second circulation down to the south by Alvarado, but definitely also be in your tornado shelter for that. Anywhere, if you hear tornado sirens going off, your phone went off, you're watching on TV, watching us, and you are in this polygon, definitely get yourselves into your tornado shelter. Definitely a tornado, for sure, crossed I-35, and we'll see if it's still on the ground right now. We're very close to the radar, so a lot of radar noise is interference is going to come in, so it might make seeing a debris ball be a little more challenging or whatnot, but we're getting definitely a good reading on the velocities, so we should get our radar next frame update. Oh man, dang, look at that curly Q there, guys. Holy cow. Okay, that is no joke. Jeez. Hopefully, I'm not seeing a huge debris ball showing up, so hopefully this isn't actually on the ground right now, because there are a lot of houses, the whole neighborhood over here coming up very fast. So hopefully this thing lifts, because it's moving quick and it's moving towards the neighborhood very fast. So get into your tornado shelters. If you are in Lillian, you need to be in your tornado shelter, tornado safe place right now. This is the most intense looking storm we've had today. So jeez, man, that is wrapped up to hell. So that's probably rain wrapped too, and it's dark and it's moving fast. So don't try to go see this. Just get yourself into your tornado shelter. Hopefully we don't see a giant debris ball here coming up. We are right over a neighborhood. It's my only hope that this is not on the ground at the moment, because golly, that you don't want to see that. That is a well wrapped up storm. Probably some pretty intense rotation with this. So somebody did hail stop in Dallas. The radar looks like DFW has something. I'm gonna check over that real fast. Airport itself, yeah, you guys, there was a quarter size hail to the north of the airport. Right now, no severe hail happening. No severe happening in Dallas. Focus is on this tornado. Jeez, man, this thing is going bonkers. Okay, the algorithm indicating bonkers. I'm not seeing a debris ball right now. This is as of 11 o'clock. It's now 11:03, so it's going to be over a lot of people. So it's on the ground. Fortunately, that means if it is currently on the ground, we are going to see we would see a major debris ball on this next radar update. So fingers crossed we don't. But it's definitely a dangerous situation. You are in this tornado warning. Get into your shelter now. You needed to be in your shelter already in Lillian. And this is heading generally towards Midlothian coming up here. It's moving very fast, about 45 miles an hour. So if you're in Midlothian, you know somebody in Midlothian, wake them up if they haven't woken up already, or if they haven't gone to bed, and get themselves into their shelter, their tornado safe place, because this thing is roaring. Woof. And even if there isn't a tornado on the ground, it's going to be windy as hell. Thankfully, looking at this here right now, though, I'm not seeing, if this was a major tornado ongoing, we would have gotten a huge debris ball signature. So I'm hoping this is a weak tornado. What about Burleson? Hang on, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to look at a bunch of different things at once here. Let me try to remind myself. Burleson, Texas. You guys in Burleson are okay. You're good. It's past you in Burleson. Looks like we had some quarter-size hail as well back by Crowley. So this thing's making hail as well. I know I'm not talking about that too much. I'm talking about the possible tornado in here. Is the Alvarado storm heading east? Could make it to Dallas or south of Dallas. Yeah, it could probably go south. It's pretty much going due east, so like Mansfield, Midlothian, Olivia, Glen Heights, Red Oak, DeSoto, like southern sections of DeSoto, Ferris, like that area. So just on the southern sides of the Dallas area. Okay, did we just get another radar update? No, not yet. So this is from 3 minutes ago. Again, I'm not seeing a massive debris ball right now, which is good. I mean, the couplet is intense. I mean, the wind is strong as crap. I mean, you're probably getting very strong winds on the backside of this thing. And it looks like strong winds even up into Lillian as well. I mean, the radar is indicating like 80-mile-an-hour winds, so it's no joke. But good news, latest update here. I haven't seen a major debris ball. So that's good. No major debris ball means that we don't have a big tornado tearing up people's lives. So that's good. That's definitely good. Definitely warranting a tornado warning. And I don't have any chasers or anything, so I can't say if there is if there's like power flashes or anything. But I'm not seeing a big scary debris ball or anything like that. We could be seeing a bit of a tornado handoff here. Notice we have velocities, a couple new couplets showing up, and this one's wrapped itself up and kind of occluded. It's basically everything wrapped up so much that it cut itself off from its own inflow. We're also getting some hail too, so it's hailing in Lillian. It's probably wind-driven hail in Lillian as this storm is racing off to the east. Midlothian, get into your tornado shelters. Again, I'm not seeing anything that confirms being on the ground unless we have somebody mentions like like a chaser or something on local news or power flashes or something, but nothing confirmed on the ground at this exact second, thankfully. But looks like we might be getting a bit of a handoff here. So this is heading Midlothian very quickly next few minutes. Whoop. Okay, my computer's getting a little mad at me. So I was saying Arlington. Arlington, you guys are okay. Not even most of you aren't even a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're in Arlington, you're fine. It's heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, maybe some gusty winds, but that's about it. Okay, somebody asking, be concerned about tornado? I would be keeping a very close eye. I wouldn't be concerned this exact second. It might be going off to your north. I think Midlothian, you're much more at the immediate risk, but Waxahachie, or however you guys pronounce it, you guys definitely want to be careful, be very aware of this. I think the main circulation wants to go off to your north. I think Midlothian, you guys are the ones at risk, the highest risk right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. Somebody asked about Sherman. Let me go check out Sherman really fast. I think Sherman's okay. Yeah, you guys are done. You guys in Sherman are fine. It's over. Like, severe weather's over. It's just raining. Rockwall, you're in a severe thunderstorm warning. No tornado threat for you guys. It's just raining heavy. Gusty winds probably since passing. And the tornado warning is pretty much limited here to the Midlothian area, the Venus area, Lillian area, Alvarado, Joshua, Briar Oaks, all that has since passed. I expect this tornado warning to pretty much get chopped off like right about here. So that has since passed. Even if there isn't a tornado on the ground, look at the velocities on here. It is bringing up some wild numbers, well over 70 miles an hour. So there could be some very strong winds with this, even if there isn't a tornado on the ground at the moment. I'm not seeing, again, we're in a somewhat populated area where you would definitely see a debris ball. So hopefully there isn't anything on the ground at this moment, but man, it's definitely windy as crap. Midlothian, you guys are going to have, even if you don't get a tornado, you're going to have some very strong winds very soon. But I really emphasize being in that tornado safe place with this, because even if it is on the ground right now, it could very quickly have something on the ground again, even by now. So treat this like it's ongoing, and this will be heading pretty much right for the center of town here. Yeah, it's heading right for the center of Midlothian here. There we go. We got that new tornado warning issued. I think this one's probably non-confirmed tornado warning. So it's just radar indicated right now. Again, doesn't look like anything's on the ground at this particular snapshot of the radar. So that's good. We didn't see a massive debris ball, thankfully. as it moved through some neighborhoods. So that means chances are there wasn't a tornado on the ground, but we could have one at any time. So Midlothian, Waxahachie, Red Oak, Pecan Hill or Pecan Hill, you guys are all now under that tornado warning. So I would get in your tornado shelter and just kind of wait this out. Again, I'd rather better be safe than sorry. So not seeing anything on the ground at this exact second, but that can change very quickly, as is the case with most tornadic storms. So latest radar update, doesn't look like anything's currently on the ground, but we're getting very close to Midlothian. That couplet's pretty tight here, and golly, man, if this is at all mixing to the surface like that, even if there isn't a tornado, that's going to be some very strong wind trying to rip into Midlothian. You're probably going to get winds over 70 miles an hour even if you don't get a tornado. So I expect that tornado power outages are likely going to occur here. Hail and Denton. The hail, if there was hail in Denton, that was way long ago. It's past. A couple more quarter reports. There is some hail. Again, it's hailing with this. So there's going to be some wind-driven hail on the backside of this thing. So, and that's again, this is getting close to the Midlothian area. Again, get into your tornado shelters. For this storm. And yeah, the hail that happened in Denton had to have been way earlier, and it was probably a pea-sized hail, because it's definitely not happening right now. If you want to see, Denton is moderate rain. So we got a quarter report that came in Walnut Hill Lane and Hillcrest Road in the Dallas area. I think that's what I had mentioned earlier. I know I definitely said Walnut, whatever I said, Walnut Hill Lane. So that was from that storm earlier, and has since passed here. So I feel like we're gonna get a radar update very, very, very soon. From Midlothian is now 11:14 p.m. This radar frame is from 11:11, so this is likely going to be in Midlothian right now. If you are in that town, you probably had a pretty intense gust of wind hit just moments ago, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have a tornado with this moving into the center of town. And looking at that, well, my correlation coefficient and my reflectivity updated. Velocities have not updated, but looking at the correlation coefficient, I'm not seeing a debris ball, which is good. I think the tornado warning still very much warranted, but I'm not seeing anything on the ground, which is a good thing. The velocities should update in a second here. We're kind of lagging behind a little bit, a couple minutes behind. There it goes. Yeah, that's strong. This is a strong gust of wind. I think it looks like the outflow, so the rear flank downdraft of this storm. So it's basically the backside of this storm is gusting into Midlothian. You guys are going to see some strong winds right now, ripping through, probably in excess of, possibly in excess of 70 miles an hour, depending on how much this is mixing to the surface, especially south of whatever highway this is, 287 here in Midlothian. Couplet's still pretty tight. This could drop a tornado at any time. I'm not seeing any debris ball, but this could drop something at any moment. So definitely continue to stay in that tornado safe place if you are watching us from, or wherever you're watching us from. What's that Dallas storm doing? Is it heavy winds? Somebody asked about Benbrook. You're okay. That has since passed. Dallas itself, some gusty winds. Yeah, I mean, you could see seeing some gusts in the 50s maybe. But for the most part, it looks like it's kind of weakening. It looks like the core of the energy is really being focused on the tornado warned storm now. Good news, the confirmed tornado warning has since been dropped. I mean, we do have the new tornado warning in effect. And with the way that the storm is moving, I think Pecan Hill or Red Oak has a better chance, or even Ovilla has a better chance than Waxahachie. So take that for what it's worth. Okay. Yeah, somebody's saying about hail size. Yeah, hail size, definitely. Yeah. If you're in a tornado, if you're in this polygon, I would just be in your tornado shelter, your tornado safe place, just to be safe. Always better safe than sorry. I mean, this thing, the couplet is very tightly round. This could drop a tornado any moment. And on radar, we only get a snapshot of that moment. So we aren't getting the continuing evolving of what's going on here. So looking at this right now, again, doesn't look like I'm not seeing a debris ball at the latest update here at 11:16. But man, yeah, that has some very strong winds. If this is mixing the surface, that's going to be like 70-mile-an-hour winds on the southern side, so south of downtown Midlothian. If you're south of Highway, whatever I said before, 287, very strong winds are ripping through the town right now, and that's going to probably continue to push east. Hopefully, this has gone outflow dominant, which basically means that your outflow is overpowering the inflow. You need good inflow to get a tornado. So if the outflow is dominating, it is going to cut off that inflow and eventually make it so the storm isn't able to sustain itself. It gets too cold and kind of fizzles itself out. So, yeah, it looks like it's starting to go outflow dominant, which is good for the tornadic reason, but the strong wind, not so much. So I think if you're in the tornado warning, I think you're still going to probably feel some pretty intense wind coming up here as this is racing off to the east. Up in Dallas, I mean, this severe thunderstorm warning is updated. I think the hail size is under quarter size now. It's probably barely even any hail at all whatsoever, and some gusty winds maybe in the 50s. So, yeah, and this is really the focus here. In Midlothian itself, we'll see. Hopefully, again, I haven't seen a debris ball on radar in a bit now, so that should be good. That should really keep things to a minimum. Okay, so you got anything? Okay. Alright, so I'm just trying to check our weather chat. Whoops. See if there's anything crazy on there. Not seeing any new reports or any deal like that. Did get a radar update just now. Again, still not seeing any clear debris ball, which is good. The very strong wind seems to be continuing. So, did Garland get any hail this evening? Asked Anthony West. Doesn't look like it. I think, where's Garland at? But here, you guys might have gotten up here to like pea-size hail, but anything severe, no, that you did not. Yeah, it'll perish off. Yeah, and this is the radar estimating, winds well around 70. Yeah, I don't know how much this is actually mixing to the surface. We're picking this up about 1,000 feet, and if it was tornadic, I mean, it probably did mix at least a little bit to the surface. Probably very strong winds. Midlothian, won't be surprised if a bunch of power outages come in because of the strong straight line winds. We are still tornado warned, but it looks like the outflow of the storm is taking over, which is good. That means it can keep the tornadoes potential low. Did Justin get hit pretty good earlier? Some parts on the outside of Justin, on the far western section of Justin, did get hail, and that's one of the few places that got decent hail this evening. Johnson County, someone's asking about. That is, yes. Johnson County, the risk has since passed, any tornadic risk, and most of the severe risk has even passed. So if you're in Claiborne, Joshua, Alvarado, Keene, Godley, you're good. Grandview, you're the only one in Johnson County that has yet to get the storm, and that's going to come through here. No tornado risk there, just some strong gusty winds. Continuing with the storm again, I think we might be shifting over to a very strong straight line wind risk. You can see notice how the rotation isn't as intense as it was back when it was making a tornado. So I think we're just getting a strong outflow gust here, heading toward the Waxahachie area, and that's gonna keep we just saw there keep racing off to the east. Now that the strong winds are just again, you're gonna get that in Pecan Hill, Red Oak, Ovilla, and the northern parts of Waxahachie coming up by 11:30. This is just this is racing off to the east. Winds up to maybe 70 miles an hour possible with this. I haven't gotten any wind reports. Hopefully we have maybe some wind speed reports or something that come in here. Let me jump. I got on my phone. See if we got any reports. Let's see if ready. Excuse me, guys. Starting to get tired. been a long evening here. 2.5 hours. This is a long time. Venus, Venus, you're under the tornado warning, but the tornado threat has since passed, so you're good. You may have gotten some strong winds. Probably got some ripping winds here a little while ago, but I think. Okay, so it's warning. This tornado warning is in effect till 11:45. I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of let it roll. There is still a lot of rotation within this storm. I mean, you can even see the evolution of it as I kind of rock the radar back and forth. But honestly, the thing that comforts me is there's less inflow and the outflow is really starting to take over, and that should just transition things away from the tornado risk to a powerful straight line wind risk here. So Waxahachie, you're next. You're gonna see those strong winds in the next 10 minutes. It's already passing Midlothian, and so Waxahachie, I'm probably butchering the name, Red Oak and Pecan Hill, you're all next here. And it looks like we might even be seeing some hail down south to north of Grandview. Maybe a little pocket of quarter-size hail trying to sneak in there too. So we're starting to move out of the main core of the Metroplex, though. Yeah, with the radar updated. Velocities haven't updated yet, but looking at the radar, I think the tornado threat is starting to really turn into just more straight line wind threats. So it's not great, but not terrible. I think the tornado risk is starting. It's probably, if there's anything, it's going to be right up in here near the Ovilla area. But I think for the most part we are starting to transition really into that straight line wind. Wind gusts, wouldn't be surprised if somebody clocks a 70 from this. So we're still warm for that tornado. Possibly a tornado producing storm. Let's move it east at 45, so it's hauling. But notice again, if we rolled the radar back to before when there actually was a tornado going on, the greens and the reds really connecting, and now it's like the red is really starting to take over. So it's showing that much more of the wind's blowing in the same basic direction. So it's good news. So yeah, I think once this tornado warning passes, I think I may wind this down. To be completely honest, we are starting to move out of the Dallas Metro, and I'm also starting to get tired. So again, thanks everybody for joining in. I mean, I can kind of do this too. I don't have my other sponsors on this computer yet, but American Contractor Show, Merlin Law Group, C3 Group, they all pay the bills, help us pay the bills to get this stuff done, especially when we get to go on the green screen and you're not just seeing the inside of my guest room. So As always, thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks to our sponsors for always making all this possible. I know it's been a busy night without a ton of hail, so there's been some pockets of hail, but not a whole heck of a lot. So the wind threat seems to really starting to take over. It's a light show here in Plano, Texas. I believe that, man. Like, that's did it hail in Dallas? It hailed in the north side of Dallas a little bit, and now we have really a developing strong straight line wind event here. Waxahachie, you're gonna get that very soon. And thank you, Wayne. And I just lost my thought. Sorry about that. The straight line winds, Ovilla to Red Oak, all the way down to Waxahachie. That's going to be coming in. Let's see, it's 11:27 right now. Probably by 11:35, moving through. And then after that, again, this tornado warning should be allowed to expire. I think it's still in effect till 11:45. Yep, till 11:45. So this should be allowed to expire come 11:45, because it looks like, again, we are really transitioned to just a straight line wind event. Again, winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. That's moving into the I-35. This is I-35, right? Yeah, the I-35 East Corridor. Hail. There's probably some hail with it. Some wind-driven little guys. It's gonna sound a lot bigger than it is because it's gonna be wind-driven, but it's probably only gonna be like pea to half-inch size hail. Yeah, it's that makes sense, Ash, Paul, that there was hail a little while ago. Now it's just lightning. Yeah, it's all the backside of these storms. They're usually very electric, coming off the anvils and stuff. So makes sense. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be probably a loud evening here. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to bed a little late. So, yeah, guys. So, I mean, if anyone been here the whole 2 hours and 37 minutes I've been on here, from McKinney, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, we got all kinds of stuff. From McKinney to Richardson, it's a disaster. Highways closed due to high-rise noir. Every road is submerged. That makes sense. I mean, you guys are getting tons of rain. It has been dumping rain in up on the northern sides of the Metroplex, and that's why, like, in Collin County and Denton County, you had that flash flood warning for all that street flooding and highways closing. And much like Oklahoma City, Dallas Fort Worth doesn't seem to be the greatest at water drainage. So talk about Red Oak, Texas. Yes, yeah. So right now you guys have these strong winds are at your doorstep here, guys. So you can kind of see it on this panel where my mouse is at. That is where your strong gusty winds upwards in excess of 60 miles an hour is going to be at. It's hitting Waxahachie now. It's going to hit Red Oak here imminently if you are east of I-35 East. And yeah, it's going to hit you guys imminent. So it's, again, 11:30 right now. By 11:35 it's going to be hitting Red Oak. Strong gusty winds. Probably up to 60-65 miles an hour. It'll race through. I mean, it won't happen for super long. It'll probably only be like 15 minutes, but it'll be loud. I mean, if it is like actually a lot of really strong winds, you might lose power as well. The tornado warning, again, I don't see anything to warrant the tornado warning to continue. So I think they're just going to allow it to expire come 11:45. Venus, the worst has passed. Just going to be heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning now from here on out. I think a lot of folks are really starting to wind down here outside of the areas where the severe thunderstorm warning, the newest severe thunderstorm warning is. This warning will definitely be allowed to expire, I think, very soon. Yeah, this also expires 11:45, so in about 15 minutes. Ugh. Should have brought my water bottle in here. Let's see if the chat has anything. Whoops. Okay. Alright, cool. 75 server threads blocked. Dang, man, that's crazy. Update on Waxahachie, please. Okay, you're getting hit now. That's there is the update that you're getting. It is happening right now. Storm is, you can see it. If I zoom in here, here's the center of town, and then that big bow echo all within here. This little like curve and like the area of the high wind. That's gonna be where you're seeing winds probably in excess of 60 miles an hour. That's gonna rip through here. So it's happening now. It's 11:32. It'll probably all the way the whole town probably be getting hit by 11:35, 11:40 at the latest. And it's moving fast, guys. East at 45 miles an hour, maybe even faster than that. Red Oak, these strong winds are starting to hit you now too. So maybe a little less than Waxahachie, but nonetheless, it's ripping, guys. So again, I think I'll probably, like, once this tornado warning expires, I'll probably start. Thank you, Alonzo, for tuning in. I don't know how many of you guys. I don't know if anybody was on here the whole time I've been on here, but if you have, thanks. That's a commitment right there. 2.5 hours is a long time. You can watch like a whole movie, like a long movie. Watch new actually no, that Batman movie is like 3 hours. So okay, so this is the 11:31 update. The hail size is getting all jacked up. There's probably not there's some severe hail with this, but for some reason this thing, I think because of all the strong winds and stuff, it's like getting all screwing up the radar a little bit. So tornado threat. I mean, there's still a tornado warning. Tuning in, it's a tornado warning. You guys. I wouldn't be too concerned. I think the tornado threat is pretty minimized. If you're in the tornado warning, you're like Waxahachie or Pecan Hill or Red Oak, it's probably really windy and thunderstormy and scary. But I think the tornado threat in itself is minimized. The straight line wind threat is definitely higher, for sure. Crandall, let's see, where's Crandall? It's like off to the southeast somewhere, right? Freaking bend at Crandall too, and I'm definitely just starting to get tired. So apologies for not knowing off the top of my head exactly where everything is. Sometimes we get a New Englander living in Oklahoma City to remember where everything is in one of the biggest states in the country. Dang it. Hang on. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's right. It's in southeast. Yeah, it's headed. Oh, there it is. God, Jesus, freaking the names on there. Yeah, the storms are heading to Crandall. You guys will see storms. It'll likely stay. It's not even severe warned now. This looks like one of the weaker parts of the line. So a lot of thunder and lightning, a lot of heavy rain, heavy flooding rain, and maybe some, mildly gusty winds. Like in the 40s. All of Waxahachie, you're now been hit with straight line winds. Same deal for Red Oak and Pecan Hill. That's going to be heading towards Trumbull, Ferris, Palmer, Garrett, and Enos next in the next 15 minutes. This tornado warning will expire here in the next 10 minutes. And then after that, I think I may start to wrap this up so I can get some sleep. And dang it, do I have a thing tomorrow? And go to my 5 a.m. workouts. There we go. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I can't think enough. You folks watching this, usually we get this kind of engagement from a big 5-star map, and we didn't make one of those today. Not for hail. I mean, we had tornado, we've had some hail and some gusty winds, a lot of flooding rain, but this isn't the big blockbuster hailstorm. Not yet. Is Red Oak done other than rain? Yeah, this is that big push. That push of gusty winds. This is gonna be the worst of it right now, and then it's just gonna be quite a bit of rain behind it, as everything is starting to push out of the Metroplex. Like you're done in Dallas-Fort Worth and stuff. If I like do the overview look here, it really is. Things are starting to shift east, getting some, looks like severe thunderstorm warning. It's like Idabel got some quarters. You got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in southwest Arkansas. Possibly some others will happen in Louisiana and parts of East Texas. And this will all push off to the east. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll be dealing with storms here in the southeast, in the deep south, in like Mississippi, and Alabama, possibly even into Georgia, and then that kind of rinse and repeat that on Wednesday as well. So, see if I have a voice by the end of this week, right? Anyway, you guys are storm chasers. You want to storm chase for us so I can throw to you in the middle of a live coverage? You know, send us a DM. I'll happily accept that. Kind of trade things off. All right, look at that. Tornado warning has since expired. I went ahead and canceled it. Tornado risk has come to an end here. So with that, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. Severe thunderstorm areas downstream. Expect winds up to 60 miles an hour, but otherwise, I think the Metroplex is winding down. So now after 2 hours and 45 minutes, I'm going to say see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. forecast.